Nintendo is doing something absolutely that they've never done before, and it really leads to believe that they are clearing the slate and getting ready for the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal imminently overall. We've got to talk about what they're doing with this Nintendo Direct and what could come in the future. But before we do, what's good everyone, OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you are someone new, click that notification bell to get all of our Nintendo Switch and RPG content first. Now let's go ahead and jump right into it. On Twitter, Nintendo announced this. Join us tomorrow, August 27th at 7 a.m. PT for a hashtag Indie World Showcase, followed by a hashtag Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. The live stream featuring both presentations back to back will be roughly 40 minutes in total. Watch here. Nintendo also had to put the disclaimer in saying, please note, there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during either of these presentations. Now, I will be streaming the show bright and early. We'll be up a couple hours beforehand, getting you guys prepped, ready, predictions, all of that good stuff. So make sure you lock in and tune in right here, players, since it's going to be a ton of fun like we always do it before our presentations. I'm here in California ready to cover the show. But the big thing about this, guys, it's not that they're having a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase or that it's happening. It's the fact that they're doing a combo show. That is never in the history of Nintendo have they ever done a back-to-back combo show with Indie World and Nintendo Direct, from what I can understand, like this. There's been times where they have an indie showcase and then they have a Nintendo Direct like close to each other, like maybe like a month apart or something like that. But there's never been a time where they say, hey, we're announcing them together. We've got the split thumbnail. It's going to be back to back, all kind of one thing, roughly 40 minutes in total altogether. That's never happened. And when you do stuff like that, as someone who's worked in project management and worked in business, you're trying to get things done and clear the slate. And that's the big thing that I want to talk about right now. They are completely getting ready for the Nintendo Switch 2. They are absolutely getting ready for it. I do want to add one more thing here when it comes to the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase in Indie World. Obviously, we can see all sorts of stuff there. Just to let you guys know, sometimes there are Nintendo quote-unquote first-party games there at partner showcases. For example, the Endless Ocean game that was announced at a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. There's also Hyrule Warriors that was announced at the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase as well. So there absolutely are times where we do get some Nintendo IP at these partner showcases that maybe outside companies are working on. Now, don't expect that though, guys. Expect just basically third-party, smaller games. Obviously, the Indie World's going to be independent titles. Don't expect Silk Song to be there. If it's there, great. I doubt it. But if it is there, cool, thumbs up. But don't expect Silk Song to be there. But yeah, it's just going to be indie games. Like there's always indie games. Indie games are always going to be made regardless of the platforms or what's happening or whatever the case is. They'll just port their games over to the next system. So Indie World's going to be cool. They'll announce some cool stuff here and there. Some people will hate it. Some people will love it. It's like all the other Indie Worlds probably. Now with the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, once again, there is some murmurings. There is some rumors that we could see a Call of Duty game at this partner showcase. Now the official Call of Duty Brazil X account has started following a range of Nintendo influencers from the country and has replied with eyes emoji on posts mentioning the Nintendo Partner Direct, which does air once again. That'll be tomorrow. We'll be covering it. Now, it seems unlikely that there's going to be a Nintendo Switch version of Call of Duty Black Ops 6. My Nintendo News was covering this as well, but it could be Call of Duty Mobile or maybe even the classic Call of Duty games coming over. There is a range of Call of Duty games on the Wii U. There's Call of Duty Ghosts and Black Ops. Maybe they have some type of double pack. Maybe there's some of the games from like the Wii era or something. I mean, they could do the 360. There's so many different types of games they can bring over. Call of Duty, there's like a million games, right? So they can pick which one. So we'll see what happens there overall. But yeah, that'd be pretty crazy to see Call of Duty after 7 going on 8 years on the market finally making its way to one of the most successful systems in the modern era, which we haven't seen before. Call of Duty's always on any of the modern platforms since its big blow up in 2007 with Call of Duty 4. Heck, even the Wii got multiple Call of Duty games. The DS got a Call of Duty game, if I'm not correct. So to not have any type of Call of Duty on a Nintendo Switch platform that sold 140 million units plus is definitely a little weird and kind of the failure of the management over there at Activision. But either way, that's not the point. The point is that they might have something overall. I'm not really big on Call of Duty myself, so if it does happen, I'll probably cover it for review purposes. But yeah, let's see what happens. Don't get your hopes up for anything super massive or anything like that, guys. We don't know, but once again, it's just kind of not even like a rumor, just like, hey, speculation based off of what the Call of Duty Brazil account is doing on Twitter, following a bunch of different Nintendo influencers and all of that. Now, let's get back to this, guys, because we got to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 and what could be happening here. So since Nintendo is taking this partner showcase, which usually Nintendo has directs in the fall of September, because usually Nintendo has directs in September for the year. It's usually like a September direct. It's a nice big juicy one with all sorts of different types of games and everything. But we all know that Nintendo's been moving on to the Nintendo Switch 2. We know that they have plans to announce it sometime between now and at this point, which was back in like April or so, and all the way to next March. Somewhere between that time period. It's for the fiscal year from now till then. So I do think that they need to start clearing things out. Get the last games, get whatever else you are going to do planned, ready to go, and announced and dated, and then bam, you have an open blank slate to talk about this next system. Now, Nintendo still has 3 big games coming out to the current Nintendo Switch. Echoes of Wisdom, which is coming out in September. We also have Mario Party Jamboree, that's going to be October. And we have Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is going to be November. So they still have plenty of games coming out this year. We don't really need a ton of new announcements for big Nintendo Switch 1 games. So if we didn't, then I think some people would have some issue with it being a partner showcase, because people would be like, hey, wait a minute, what about this year? But at the same time, people need to realize that it's time to move on to the next system. Now, Nintendo will probably still support the Nintendo Switch 1, don't get me wrong. They'll have some NSO, they might have some smaller games here and there, but it does make sense that we will finally see what Nintendo's been cooking for these past number of years with the successor. Now, the thing about this is that there's been all sorts of theories about how Nintendo's going to announce this system. So here's my breakdown on what I think Nintendo's going to do. I think it's going to be very similar to what they did with the Nintendo Switch. That is the safe bet to go with. Now, of course, there's probably going to be differences. There's going to be different times and dates and how they do it and the method. But at the end of the day, they're probably going to do something very similar because that worked. And I see Furukawa as more of a cautious guy. I see him as someone who wants to make sure that, hey, look, we're going to try some things here and there, but let's not risk the whole house. Let's not bet it all, on the stakes in order to get things done. Let's get some other things done. Let's make sure that we can facilitate a good transition from one platform to another. So here's what I see them doing. I see them clearing the slate here, right, with the Nintendo Direct Partners Showcase and with the Nintendo Indie World, clearing that out here in August, and then September or October, that's when they're finally going to reveal the system. That's when they're going to say, okay, here we go. Here's the concept of what we're working on. I think it can be very similar to what we saw with the Nintendo Switch back in October of 2016, where it was a concept trailer and with some games, but nothing announced. No actual games announced, no release date announced, no anything like that. Just, hey, here's the concept. Here's some stuff we've been working on. You can see what the main hook of the system is. Now, one reasoning against that would be like, hey, well, if this is an iterative system, which they've kind of implemented or kind of led to believe that it is, then they might not want to do that at all. They might want to just say, okay, we're just going to show you what it is and announce the next time that we're talking about it. And here are a couple games, and then bam, let's get into next year. And then it's going to be all systems go overall. But we just don't know at this point. But I do see them doing something very similar to the Nintendo Switch. I see them saying, okay, September, October, here's the concept, and then we'll have more information for you guys next year. Then sometime, depending on when the system is set to launch. Is it set to launch in April, May, June? We don't know at this point. Could it be all the way to the fall? Based off of that, they will have a big presentation talking more about the actual games, with the release dates, with the actual new features, with the different stuff where they explain. To me, that works so well. It made it to the point to where instantly it sold out overall. People wanted that system. After that January presentation where they showed Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where they showed Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, Octopath Traveler, they had a No More Heroes to come out there and act all crazy. On top of that, they had Skyrim, they had ARMS, they had all sorts of stuff announced at this event. You saw games, you saw excitement, you saw the features, you detailed the region free, the online. There was so many different things, and of course the price. Pre-orders also went live shortly after that, and then they launched in March. So to me, that is a good lead up. You need about a 5 to 6 month lead up from when you first say here's the system to when it launches. I don't think you can get too much shorter than that. That's why I do feel that yes, it's going to happen at the end of this year, with them doing this unprecedented thing that they've done here with the partner showcase and the Nintendo Indie World in August, after having a presentation in June, a big Nintendo Direct. So yeah, this is definitely something that I feel is going to happen. And then next year, they're going to kind of go forward with their plan, with the release date and the price and pre-orders and all of that. So I'm very excited to see what they can do next. Obviously, I'm looking forward to Monolith Soft and Intelligent Systems, the next versions of Fire Emblem and Xenoblade for the next gen Nintendo platforms. Obviously, Mario Kart is something that I think is happening, and no, it's not another Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We're gonna get a brand new Mario Kart 9 overall. So I think that's gonna be a thing. I think a brand new 3D Mario could be revealed at this event. Not even could be, will be revealed at this event. That's the key to success. Nintendo does not have a backup at this point, right? You have to make sure that whatever you're doing going forward, you are confident in, and it's going to work. So I absolutely see them having confidence in the system and making sure that they wait till exactly all of the right places and all the right pieces are in place in order for them to have a successful launch, but also have the games, because that's something that people need to realize. Yes, third party, there's going to be third party games there. There's going to be stuff that we know about, like Metaphor Refantasio. We're probably going to get like Tales of Arise and maybe some of these other PlayStation 4 and Xbox One games that didn't come over to the Nintendo Switch. And those games are important. Trust me, third party is always going to be important. Monster Hunter, for example, is going to be important on this next system. But at the end of the day, in order to really sell this system, you got to have your Smash Brothers, you have to have your Mario, your Zelda, your Pokemon. You have to have all of that in order to make sure that you push units to Nintendo fans out there. Because there's other options for the third-party games that play it at better fidelity and resolution and all of that. So you're going to have to make sure that you bring it with your first-party games in order to sell this system. So what do you guys think overall when it comes to the partner showcase and the indie world back-to-back? Is Nintendo clearing the slate for the Nintendo Switch 2? How do you feel they're going to make their announcement? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch and RPG videos right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.